Hello students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, that's Akifa's Commerce Classes. So in today's session we'll study about forfeiture of shares. So in simple words, forfeiture means cancellation of the shares because the particular shareholder has not paid the call money. So if any shareholder fails to pay the amount due on allotment or due on calls within a specified period, then the directors may cancel the shares of such shareholders, and cancellation of shares is known as forfeiture of shares. So such shareholders will lose the amount which they have already paid and their membership will also be cancelled. Alright, so let's start with our pro forma entries. So there are three instances. First is when the forfeiture of shares issued at par. Second is when it is issued at premium, and third is issued at discount. So let's start with the first entry. When it is at par, the entry is share capital account debit to calls in arrears to share forfeiture account, and the narration is being forfeiture of shares for non-payment of money. Second is when shares are forfeited for non-payment issued at premium. So this will be recorded as share capital account debit, security premium account debit to calls in arrears to share forfeiture account. And the narration is being forfeiture of shares for non-payment of allotment money along with the security premium account. And the last is when it is issued at discount. So share capital account debit to discount on issue of shares to calls in arrears to share forfeiture account. And the narration is being forfeiture of shares for non-payment of allotment money which were issued at discount. So after studying the meaning of forfeiture of shares and studying about the entries, how you recorded when the shares are issued at par, premium or discount in case of forfeiture, let's solve one problem on that. So the problem says that ABC Company Limited invited applications for 20,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. The first and the final call were rupees 50. It was received except one of the shareholders holding 500 shares failed to pay the first and the final call, and his shares were forfeited. So you have to pass the journal entry. Alright, so let's begin. The first entry is the normal entry of first and the second call, that is equity share first and second call account debit to equity share capital account, and you will multiply 20,000 by the rate, that is 50. That's how you get 10 lakhs and 10 lakhs. So let's start with our second entry, that is calls in arrears entry. Bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to equity share first and final call account. So as I always say, let's start solving from here. Equity share first and final call account. The amount is 20,000, rate is 50. 20,000 into 50 will give you 10 lakhs. Okay. Then what you do is you come to bank account. See, the total amount of money that we were supposed to receive is 20,000 into 50. But from this 20,000, rupees 500 has not been paid to us. That is 20,000 minus 500. It's only 19,500 is the amount that we have received. So this 19,500, just multiply it with the rate 50. So when you multiply 19,500 into 50, you will get 9,75,000. Alright. So then how you get this amount? That is credit minus the debit. That is 10 lakhs minus 9,75,000. So this is basically the difference between the credit and the debit side. Okay. See, I will explain again. This amount 10 lakhs I got it by 20,000 into 50. Then you come to this amount. What you have to do is the total amount that you invited applications for was 20,000 equity shares. Out of this 20,000, 500 shares were not paid to you. So the total amount of shares were 20,000 minus 500. This amount you received 19,500. Multiply this with the rate, that is 50. You will get 975,000. Then you have to subtract these two, 10 lakhs and 9,75,000. The answer is 25,000. This is your calls in arrears account. Alright. So these two entries we have already discussed in calls in arrears video. So this is a new entry. This is the forfeiture entry. Okay. So how do you solve it? You first write it as equity share capital account debit to calls in arrears to share forfeiture account. Alright. So what you do is, first of all, now start from the debit side. Equity share capital account. Okay. So first of all, the amount that is unpaid is rupees 500. Okay. And equity shares were of rupees 100 each. So here you do 500 into 100. It will give you 50,000. Alright. How I got this 50,000? 500 into the total number of equity shares, that is 100. 500 into 100. Then what you do? Then you come to calls in arrears. Okay. So this, in the first entry you had calls in arrears 25,000. The same amount will come here, 25,000. So here you can see you have 50,000 on the debit side, 50 on the credit side. So subtract the two, you will get 25,000. So So your share forfeiture is 25,000. Alright. How did I get 25,000? 50,000 minus 25,000. So it is very simple. For forfeiture entry, what you do is start solving with equity share capital. Multiply this 500, the unpaid amount, into the total number of equity shares. 500 into 100 will give you 50,000. Then this calls in areas will be the same as the one which was in the entry number 2. 25,000, then multiply, then minus 50,000 and 25,000 you will get is 25,000. Then after you finish the third entry, what you have to do is just write a narration being forfeiture of 500 shares at rupees 100 each for non-payment of final call. Then total both the sides you get to 20,50,000 and 20,50,000 on both the debit as well as the credit side. So this video was all about forfeiture of shares. So I started the video by explaining you all the meaning of forfeiture of shares. Then I gave you all an introduction to the pro forma journal entries when forfeiture is at par, premium and discount. Then I solved one problem on forfeiture of shares. So if there are any queries or any questions or any doubts, then please ask me in the comment section. Also, if you liked my today's video, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.